Very happy to be here with you and appreciate you being here with us on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville, New York. Always a pleasure for us to be right here at Pizza Man and, of course, supporting the Baldwinsville Bees. We're here with the Girls Lacrosse Team. We have Grace Loadwick as well as Bri Peters and Kelsey Dwyer. Of course, I'm Dan Tortora. Can you please give the team a round of applause? So, you just saw your teammates up here. Honest opinion, Bri, we'll start with you. How did Sierra and Liv do?
I think they did a great job.
Thought they did a great job?
Yeah.
Okay.
They did really good.
What is your favorite thing about being on a team with all of these wonderful ladies that some we saw on screen, some are on screen right now, some are off screen? What's your favorite thing about being on this team?
Just how close we get and how we really become a team. There's some teams out there where they just don't like each other. They just show up and play together. But you can really tell we have good team chemistry. We hang out outside of lacrosse and it's a lot of fun.
When you hang out outside of lacrosse, whose house would you prefer to go to?
Audra's.
Okay. Why Audra's house?
She has a really cool basement and her speaker is huge. Last year when we had our team dinner at her house.
Yeah, the team dinner at her house.
Yes.
Okay.
We made a huge dance circle, sang songs, danced. It was a lot of fun.
The dance circle seems to be something that your team just has.
Yeah.
Kelsey, tell me about this dance circle a little bit more. Who do you trust to lead the dance party on the team?
That's a hard one because last year it was definitely Fiayano.
Okay.
So it's going to be interesting to see who steps up this year to fill that role.
Okay.
Aggie's very outgoing, so I feel she's always the one everyone says. But she's very outgoing, so I feel like she's got good potential, but we'll have to see.
So many people have mentioned Addie here on this stage. And yet, when I look over to her, she very calmly nods and waves to me. Hello. So, you said she's bringing the energy, but she's very mellow right now. How would you describe her energy?
It's I think she opens up more the more you get to know her, but she's a defender and she's a huge leader on defense, always telling you where to go, and if you're not listening, the next time comes with a little shove in the right direction, which is a good thing.
I like that.
But yeah, just very vocal.
Okay.
Very easy to talk to.
So you're getting promoted without even having to be up here. That's awesome. Did you pay them before the show or are you paying them after? A lot of money? All right. Grace, how would you describe this team this season specifically in 3 words? Just pick 3 words.
Positive,
Okay.
hardworking, and determined.
Positive, hardworking, and determined. All right. I like that. Grace, we're going to stick with words. How would Coach Megan Tabor describe you in 1 word?
I don't know.
Coach, how would you describe Grace? Do you have a word?
I'm just loud sometimes.
Resilient. You said loud, she said resilient. Which one would you like to keep?
I'll keep resilient.
I'll keep resilient. Okay, fair enough. Bri, how do you think Coach would describe you?
Sassy, pushy.
Sassy, okay.
There's a lot.
There's a lot? Okay. What's the best thing you've learned from Coach?
A lot. I've learned a lot, definitely. But probably to take what the coach is giving you. Be more of I don't know the word, but like listen more.
Okay.
I forgot the word.
So
There's definitely a word for it.
be more attentive.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely that.
Take in the information.
Yes.
All right, Kelsey, how would Coach describe you?
I think maybe thoughtful. I feel like everything I do on the field is very intentional and very thought out.
Very intentional, very thought out. Coach agreed. She nodded. So you said everything you do is very thought out. It's very intentional. Have you always been that way? Have you always been methodical that everything has to have a purpose?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Since when? Birth? Okay.
Yep.
Is that something that was taught to you at home, or is that just, are you like different from other people in the family?
Well, okay, so I had 2 older siblings.
Yeah.
That definitely set a really big shoes to fill.
Yeah.
And so I think I just, also they were a lot older than I am. Like my sister is 8 years older than me and my brother is 6 years older than me. So I think I just grew up faster. Like, yeah.
Who was the toughest on you, your brother or your sister?
Definitely my brother.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how has that made you a better all-around person?
He, I think, definitely taught me how to have more fun with everything you do, and taught me that not everything is so serious, which opens you up, I think, to do a lot better. If you're not like scared to mess up, it lets you try new things, and sometimes those new things work out really well.
That's awesome. All right, Bri, who do you think was the toughest on you up to this point, but it's worked? Like that tough love. Anybody?
Probably my dad.
Your dad?
Yes.
Okay.
Definitely my
What's Dad's first name?
Mark.
Mark.
Yes.
Shout out Mark. What did Mark? Well, let's wait. Let's wait before we shout out Mark. What did Mark do?
He told me I sucked a lot.
Oh. I'm gonna pull my shout out back. This is why you don't endorse before you know. Okay. So Dad was like, "You suck."
Yeah. But
Okay.
it made me better.
It made you
Made
better.
me want to work harder.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting word choice, but okay, Dad. Okay. So, but it worked.
Yeah.
Okay. So, what's your relationship like with Dad now? Do you feel like, hey, you know what? Like that tough love? Do you thank him for it? Yeah?
Definitely. Yeah.
Do you ever tell him that he sucks at anything?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. Well, what do you challenge Dad at? What could Dad get better at?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. All right. But you give it back and forth.
Yeah.
All right, Grace. Who's the tough love person in your life, and how did it help you?
I think my dad too.
Your dad too. Okay. What did Dad do? How did Dad show you tough love?
I don't know, like, he always tells me I should do this, I should do that, and I don't listen, but then after I'm like, oh shoot, like, maybe I should have listened.
Okay. So you've learned that your parents sometimes are right.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Okay. So we look to this season. It's going to start soon. We're a few days away. It's crazy to me because I've been with your team, Megan, for years now, and every year we do this. We do the primer. We do the going into the season. And then I feel like I don't see you for a couple weeks, and it's the end of the season, and you're fighting for a championship. And then before I know it, we're back here to a new season. Do you feel that whirlwind, Grace? Do you feel like it goes by fast?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like, looking back, it's like, I don't know, just like talking about lacrosse, I'm like, oh, like, I started playing in this grade. I'm like, oh shoot, like, last year. Yeah.
The last run, I mean, I know it's an emotional thing, but do you think about it? Do you not think about it? Do you use it to fuel you? Do you just try to put it off?
I mean, sometimes, yeah, but, like, I don't think it's really, like, a sad thing. I think it's, like, more of exciting, because it's, like, what's to come next, so.
Why is this team ready to win another championship, Grace?
I mean, like you said, we have a lot of pressure, but I think with a whole new group, we have, like, a lot of different personalities that match really well, but we're also, like, so different, but still the same. So we're always supporting each other.
Who is your favorite new personality?
Probably Izzy.
Probably Izzy.
Gephardt.
Okay, why Izzy?
I don't know, she's just fun. Like, she's super sweet, good goalie, all the things.
Shout out to Izzy. Bri, who's your favorite newbie?
Probably McKenna.
Okay.
Very funny,
Okay.
loud personality. But it's good. It's great. I like
Very
it.
funny, loud, but it's good. Okay. Kelsey, your favorite newbie?
I think they're all really fun in their own way.
Future politician right here.
If I had to, someone I've really bonded with. I feel like I'm always Reagan Ratliff's defender. I'm like that left side, like high. For her, it's high attack. Me, it's high defense. So I just feel like I talk to her a lot. But also Liv Battaglia because she's our new defender, and so I work with her a lot on defense.
This team having the balance of new versus returning. What's been so exciting about that as a whole to like grow through practice and get ready for the season? Kelsey, I'll stay with you on this one. What do you like the most about how this team is gelling, if you feel like they are gelling?
I think it's really hard coming in as a new person, especially when you're younger. Like, our team is in 2 different schools, same campus, but we have some people in the high school and some people in the junior high school, and I definitely could see how that would be intimidating, but it's not hard to get along with any of the underclassmen. Like, they all just fit in, and it's almost effortless.
Who had the biggest impact on your life? You heard some of your teammates talk about this. Who on the team that's not here anymore had the biggest impact?
Probably Sophia Yano, just because, she's a defender and I'm a defender, and I think she's the prime example of leading by example. Like, she's not a flashy player or flashy person except for maybe in our dance circle. Just leads by example.
Bri, who is the one that has inspired you the most that's not here right now?
Definitely Mia Posey. Was my girl last year. She always told it like it is, gave tough love most of the time, and she just worked so hard, and I just look up to her a lot.
I love it. Appreciate that. Grace, who is the one that inspired you the most?
I'd say probably Sophia Yano, too. She was just, like, super positive, like Kelsey said, like, really great leader across the board.
It's weird to not have her here, and that's what I said, like how fast time flies, because I spoke to her numerous times, and when you talk about her now, it's so, like, I'm looking in the crowd for her. I'm thinking that she's here. I mean, time flies so fast, so you have to enjoy the moment. We're about to start this season for 2024. Grace, when you get ready to embark on a new season like you are right now, is there anything that you do every year that's the same? Is there like a ritual that you have that you do, something you do before practice, before a game, something that you tell yourself, music you listen to? Is there anything that kind of links your seasons together?
Not really. I think it's just, like, the mentality of, like, being excited. I don't know.
Is it easy to be excited with this group? Does it take much?
Yeah, it's really easy.
What is the most exciting part of being a Baldwinsville Bee?
I don't know, like, we all just support each other, and everyone's always just so excited, like, during games and stuff, during practices. We know how to have, like, fun, and we know how to be serious, too.
Bri, the balance of serious and fun. As somebody who is now tasked with your teammates that have come up here to lead, how do you balance fun as well as focus?
I feel like this team does like a really good job at it. We know like when there's more serious times versus when like we can be a little goofy. Like we were in the gym last week, we could be a little more goofy, whereas today we have a scrimmage tomorrow. First one, coach wanted us to like get the plays down. We knew today we needed to be a little more serious.
Who's the goofiest one on the team?
Probably Addie.
I should have done an Addy tally. I think that's the 7th time that you've been the answer to a question. Who's the most serious on the team, Bri?
I don't know.
Is there a serious?
I feel like everybody kind of like has a little goofy side to them, but if I had to go with one, I would choose Kelsey.
Kelsey? Okay. Kelsey, would you agree that you're the more serious one?
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think it all goes back to that I'm a very methodical person. So, yeah.
Is there anything going into this season that connects you back to the past seasons? Do you let those all go away, or do you keep a ritual the same? Do you keep something the same for yourself?
I feel like it's really hard, especially because girls lacrosse has been so successful in the past. But I think you can't really hold on to it, and so there's not really anything I do. I just try and move forward and see what we can do with this season, because you can't, even looking back on the past, like you can't really do anything about that to change now.
You're a methodical person like we've talked about. How do you stay focused on the here and now and not buy into hype and say, this team has won championships, we've already done it? How do you let that all go, look at 0-0, and get focused like you never won anything before?
I think a lot of that comes into play with our coaches. I think they're really good. Of course, now they left. But they're definitely really good about keeping us focused. I think one of our games last year, Pittsburgh, going into it, like, we watched film, we talked specifically about the team and their plays, and so going into it, you just knew, and that was sort of the same thing for every team we faced. We prepared specifically for that team, and it just got you in the mode, so you didn't even really have to think about it, you just knew.
Bri, for you, do you feel like that focus is there, that whatever's happened before, all that success, it doesn't matter? Do you feel like this team is truly locked in as we're about a week away?
Yes, definitely with like a full new team too. Like you kind of have to just leave that all in the past and like start over, which is good.
Grace, for you, how does this team stay focused on the here and now, work towards something special?
I think the same thing with like having like more than half our team new this year, or close to it at least. Like they haven't really experienced the kind of pressure, so it's all clean slate.
Before we get into rapid fire, tell me something good, what you've seen your teammates do. So, Grace, tell me something good about Bri.
She's just an extremely hard worker, and like I always crap my pants on defense because I'm like, I know I'm gonna get smoked right now. So just, you know.
Extremely hard worker. All right, Bri, tell me something good about Kelsey.
She's very focused and hardworking, and she just always knows, like, she always makes the correction when it's given to her, and she's a really good teammate.
Kelsey, tell me something good about Grace.
Very dedicated. No matter what's going on, she always locks in at practice, and I think you can see it because she gets better every day.
Coach is back. You said nice things about her when she had stepped out for a minute, but it's time to tell us something good about Coach. Kelsey, tell me your favorite thing about Coach Megan Tabor.
Sierra mentioned this a little bit, but I really admire her passion for the game because I think with some people, their job is just a job, but to coach, she loves lacrosse. So much so that she puts in the time, like when she has planning periods, like she's making film, going over new plays. When we get into games, like making clips on Huddle. But I just really admire her passion.
Appreciate that. I'm sure Coach does. Bri, favorite thing about Coach?
I'm also going based off what they said. I think she puts in a lot of work, but she also focuses on like the player too, and really developing like each individual player and creating little clips for each player too on things they could get better on, and pulling people aside and telling them what they could do.
So I need someone to edit my videos and audio, Coach. I'm going to have to call you and need some help with that. Grace, tell me something good about Coach.
I think the same thing, like more of like a combination, like always looking to like tweak things, what we can do better, what can help us, and like help the team as a whole.
So breaking it all down.
Yeah.
Making sure that you know it before you move on.
Exactly.
No stone left unturned. That's how you win championships. Well, it's time here at Pizza Man with the Baldwinsville Bees Girls Lacrosse Team to play rapid fire. We get to put each other on the hot seat. Grace, you get to ask me the first question.
What kind of dog do you have? And what's his name or her name?
I have a Havanese, and her name is Lily, and she is 10 pounds. I always had dogs that were like 30 or 40 pounds, and I met Lily, and she was on my shoulder, and she has spent 7 years on my shoulder. She jumped, like I can pick her up, put her here, and walk around the house. I don't have to hold on to her, and she just kind of hangs out. So, coolest sidekick ever, real good judge of character. She's only tried to bite 2 of my ex-girlfriends, and rightly so. And no, but she's a really sweet, she's just a sweet girl. And I honestly feel like her dad because she has a lot of like human tendencies where I just kind of look at her and I'm like, how do you know how to do that? So, I mean, I think it's really cool to have a sidekick, little ride or die, Lily. So, and it's also really hard to find dog dad anything. Like there's dog mom hats and there's dog mom shirts and sweaters and pants and stickers. Apparently they think like there's all deadbeat dog dads apparently, but like this is the one shirt that I could find and I found a sticker. So whoever makes the dog parent things, there's some good dads out there that want some clothes, but I wore this because it's the only one I have. All right, Grace. Well, you asked me about my dog. Do you have a dog?
No.
You don't? Okay. If you could get a dog, what breed would you want to get and what would you name the dog?
I feel like a golden retriever, like a German shepherd, bigger dog.
Okay. What would you name the dog?
D-O-G, because that's what my grandpa named his dog, and like it didn't click to me until like after that is spelled dog.
All right. D-O-G. All right. I like it. Bri, what's your question for me?
If you could be like good at any sport, what would you choose and why?
I played basketball most of my life, and I love basketball. I got to do something really cool last week during Pro Day for Syracuse. So all the NFL scouts had left, and the media was we were just standing there waiting to do interviews, and we were waiting for a long time. So I said, if there's a football, I would throw it. And one of the guys that worked on the staff found a football, and all the media was like, yeah, we're going to do stuff. Now we're going to do this. We're going to do that. We should run a 40. And then when the football came over, nobody moved. So I went out for a pass, and then I got to, like, roll out and run around the field and throw passes into the Syracuse end zone. And I thought, like, that's one of the coolest things in the world to get to do, especially as a kid growing up in this community. So I would like to be a little bit better of a thrower. I thought I had a good day, but somebody that could be like a professional passer, that'd be pretty cool. So, and I'd also like to just perfect the lacrosse world. I'd like to do a lot of, just kind of over my shoulder stuff. Like I just see some crazy stuff that y'all do, and I'm like, how do you know that it's where it's going? So I think maybe we should do that, Coach. Maybe I should come to practice and they can teach me how to do something. Teach me how to do something. Can we do that? Should we do like a DT challenge for me at practice?
Yeah.
Clap if you want me to come to practice. I'll do it. That's not a good clap. That clap sucked. That was a terrible clap. Clap if you want me to come to practice. No, we're good. We will come here once a year. It's fine. So, no, I'm going to let you guys teach me something. I don't know how good I'm going to be. But, all right, Bri. What's the coolest move you've ever done on the lacrosse field?
I feel like I'm a pretty basic player, so like I stick to my basics, but maybe like a Twizzler or something like that.
Okay.
Like just a Twizzler.
Twizzler, do it again? Okay, just a little bit.
Flip your hands
All right, just flip your hands around. Okay. All right, maybe that's what I have to learn. All right, Kelsey, what's your question for me?
What's your go-to party trick?
Go-to party trick? I can do a lot of impersonations and stuff. I mean, I think I've done 47 at this point. So, you want to hear one? Okay. Do what? What is it? Kermit the Frog. I can do. That's not one of my favorites, though. I don't like SpongeBob. I can do Mickey Mouse. You want to do Mickey Mouse? All right. Okay. All right. Let me get some water on this one. All right. Okay.
Oh boy, who's my pal? Come here, Pluto.
All right, Kelsey, I'm going to come right back to you. What is your go-to party trick?
I can solve a Rubik's Cube.
You can solve a Rubik's Cube. So I spent like half a day just mixing it up for myself and never could get it I was like within 2. Couldn't do it. But you can do it?
Yeah, my 5th grade teacher taught me how to.
How to? Yeah. So how quickly can you solve it?
I'm a little out of practice. I haven't done it in a little while, but I taught my brother how to, and so then we raced. And my best time was, I think it was 45 seconds.
45 seconds. She's beaten me by more than 20 years. So, okay, that's great. I like it. I want to see that now. I got to see that. I should have brought one if I had known. All right, Grace, what's your last question for me?
Why'd you choose broadcasting or
I love making people laugh. I love telling stories. I love learning about people, and I really want the world to know how many good people are out there. So I thought if I could just take the conversations I was having off the air and put them on the air, then maybe we could laugh together, learn together, grow together, and maybe we could realize that differences of opinion and different backgrounds don't have to mean that we can't be friends. So, I mean, if you looked at my friends I consider my brothers, we're all different sides of the world, and I just think being open-minded and lighthearted and kind is not a hard thing to do. So I wanted to put that in a show, and I wanted people to have fun. I wanted you to be at work at a job that you can't stand and then spend 2 hours just laughing at your cubicle going this guy helped my day be better. I want to make somebody's day better. So it just kind of came out of that. Just, if I'm going to do these things off the air, why not do them on the air and try and make a difference? Thank you. Appreciate it. All right, Grace. You've asked me these deep questions, Grace. So I want to ask you a question about your team, and I want to ask you a question about a road trip. So you and your team are going to go from Syracuse, New York, Baldwinsville, New York, to Arizona, because I love my Diamondbacks. So you're going to go from here to Arizona. Who is going to drive? Who is going to be responsible for packing everybody's clothes and toiletries and everything you need? So who's the driver, who's the packer, and who is the person in charge of the music?
I feel like Kelsey's the driver.
Kelsey's the driver?
She'll probably stop at all the stop signs.
Did you hear that, Coach?
Not a bad thing.
Kelsey's
It's a good
probably
thing.
the driver because she would stop at stop signs. So, PSA, all of the wonderful people that can drive in Baldwinsville, all of these wonderful girls stop at stop signs. Not just Kelsey, everybody. So please don't pull them over and be kind. All right, so Kelsey, she's the driver. Who's the music and who's the packer for everybody?
I feel like Bri's probably the packer. I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
I can
trust
see
her to
that.
not forget anything?
Possibly.
Possibly. Okay. Who's the music?
Probably Lane and Audra again. Switch them on and off, you know.
Okay.
And Sierra, yeah.
And Sierra. All right. All right, Bri, what's your last one for me?
If you could have like any brand represent you, what would you choose and why?
If I could have any brand represent me, who would represent me and why? I've gotten to work with some really cool brands. Carvel, Chick-fil-A, done some things with Coca-Cola, Monster. I mean, I guess I would say Nike or Under Armour. I mean, we have our own clothing line and we have our own internet shop where you can buy all of our show clothes and my company, my main company logo. So we already have clothes, but I'd probably say like I've always wanted to design my own shoe. So probably Nike, since all my shoes are Nike.
Yeah.
So I'd probably say I want to be represented by Nike and make my own sneaker.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. All right, Bri. If we're going to stick in that world, if you could choose someone on your team to be your PR agent, this is a person who is going to run your social media. They are going to write press releases for you. They're going to help you with what you need to wear and where you need to go and everything you need to do. Who do you trust to help your brand and why?
I don't know. That's a good question. She's not here right now, but probably Nina Truesdale.
Okay. Why?
She just, I don't know, she's very funny and outgoing, and I feel like her social media would be on point. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. Social media would be on point. All right. Kelsey, what's your last question for me?
What is your guilty pleasure movie? And that's different than your favorite movie. Like there's it's two different things, favorite and guilty pleasure.
Okay. My guilty pleasure movie? I love movies. Okay. I'm going to pick this one. I want to see how the crowd reacts. But this is one that I will watch if it's on TV. Mean Girls. Not the new one. The old Mean Girls. I will actually watch the old Mean Girls movie. And I'd probably say, what's one I could pick that's like more recent? Guilty pleasure movie. Man, that's tough. I mean, I love Wedding Crashers. I want to crash a wedding before I'm off this planet. Everybody that heard that, please forget I said it so that I can crash your wedding. But, I mean, I would be a good crasher. I would eat the food. I would dance the whole time. And I would bring a gift. I mean, that would be, I just want to, like, just go to say I did it. And I feel like when you're at weddings, if you get the right DJ or band, it's really good music to dance to. And being Italian and Hispanic, I can't help but dance. So if I've gone a few months without dancing, somebody needs to get married. That's how I look at it. All right, Kelsey. I get the last question here. All right. Well, Kelsey, you said you're methodical. You think everything through. I don't feel like the President of the United States for the last, 20 years has thought things through on either side. So I'm not a political person. I'm a person that thinks we should love each other, and I think we're failing at that. So if you were President of the United States in 2024, and depending on what you say, I might write you in because there's not really anybody I want to vote for. So if Kelsey Dwyer is going to be our next president, and you step to the podium, and here's your microphone, what do you want to tell the world?
I think I would say, maybe this isn't a good thing for a president to say, but
I think the bar is very low. I think we're low now. I think if you can find a way to walk off a stage and not swear at somebody, you're in good shape.
I would say it's not that deep because I think, coming from a person that spent a lot of time caring about a lot of things a lot, I think it's just, I think people sometimes just need to remember the more important things in life, and that's just caring about one another and caring about yourself. And sometimes that means just letting go of the things that you think are really important.
It's not that deep. How about that? I like that. I can appreciate that. Can you please run? Would you like to?
Maybe.
Okay.
We'll see.
All right. So with that being said, Grace Loadwick, Bri Peters, Kelsey Dwyer, myself, Dan Tortora, this has been another look at the fantastic personalities that make up the Baldwinsville Bees Girls Lacrosse Team. Our head coach, our fearless leader, is off camera being an awesome mom right now. So for her applause, for their applause, please give Baldwinsville Bees a round of applause.